Hello, everyone. I hope that you're having a great day. So, today I have a question that I'd like to pose. It's one of the things that I've asked myself, and so I'm just going to share my answer with you. If the universe is not the same thing as consciousness, how is it different? And if consciousness doesn't already exist in the universe, how does it arise? And the answer seems really complicated. And at the same time, there's a very simple thing that you can play with at home that will kind of elude some answers. So if you just get out your one-dimensional piece of paper and write this down. I'm kidding. You don't have a one-dimensional piece of paper. That seems impossible, except it's not. So if you had a traditional piece of paper or tape, as I have in my hand, it's going to have 4 edges and 2 sides. So if you were to take a piece of tape and you were to fold it into a loop, you'd end up with 2 edges and 2 sides, an inside and an outside. You're getting closer. If you were to go one step further and you were to create a circle, you'd end up having 1 continuous edge and 2 opposing sides. So in order to get to 1 edge and 1 side, you would need to create a Mobius strip. So if you see this, you've probably seen it before. It's fairly common. It's also referred to as the infinity symbol. So if you take the infinity symbol and you were to cut it in half, right down the middle, what happens exactly? Now, if I had 2 loops of paper and I were to cut them in half, what I would typically expect is that I'd end up with 2 loops of paper. With the infinity symbol, because of the way that it's bent, I think maybe they'll have 2 loops of paper, but that they'll be twisted together somehow. Not actually what happens. When you divide infinity, what you end up with is trinity. So this trinity that arises out of infinity is, of course, pretty fascinating. So it transforms the 180 that's being made on this piece of paper, and you'll notice that this infinity symbol is much shorter than this trinity. So this trinity is actually double the length of this infinity, and it's half the width. So it's doubled and divided at the same time. Now, if I were to cut this in half again, instead of having a trinity, I'd end up with 2 Mobius strips. They're again divided, but they're doubled. So you have a divided, doubled situation here, which of course forms a cross, which is the duality of intertwining masculine, feminine, east-west, north-south. So if you divide that again, what you end up with is 4 of these right here, and each of them are a trinity, like this one here. So you end up with trinities, right? It's kind of hard to see because it's all molded together. But each one of these little bands creates a trinity, and there's a total of 4 of them. Now this is very interesting. So you have 4 strands that, which when stretched out, create 8 individual points, and each of those points is stretching out to 3 points, or a trinity. Now what ends up happening, can you create a geometry with that? Why, yes you can. You have 8 individual points on the exterior corners of this hypercube, and you get 6 inferred points from those 8 points, or 6 sides of that hypercube. And that's where you get your front, back, left, right, and top and bottom. So consciousness arises out of the subconsciousness, or the hypercube, or the heart. So if you look at the universe, the heart and mind arise out of duality, See these two Mobius strips interconnected? Arises out of trinity. Think red, blue, green on your TV screen. That's the reason why they have three colors to make white. Arises out of infinity, which is to say magnetism or light, which has two opposing connected poles. So I hope that this video was as fun for you to watch as it was for me to make. I love cutting up little pieces of tape and then trying to get them to all unwind and fit together and figure out which kind of shapes they were, because that's how much fun I'm having in my quarantine. Anyways. You are liking and subscribing. Till next time.